I have been in denial a lot of recently, denying that another mediocre garbage first-person shooter made hundreds of millions of dollars, Hollow isn't wasted potential, and my life has meaning. I must come to terms with these, and especially with Hollow being wasted potential. What the fuck happened? That small demo that I played and reviewed months ago was shining with potential. I should have realized it was shining with incompetent developers that have a budget of a cringy elementary school play. Hollow is a first-person survival horror game that is immensely reeking of wanting to be Dead Space, to the point where the stories are almost identical. Stop me if this doesn't sound familiar. A space engineer arrives at a desolated mining ship searching for his girlfriend/wife. The engineer encounters gruesome monsters that are worshipped by a crazy occult, and the engineer is suffering from hallucinations. Familiar patterns indeed, but there are some differences. For starters, in Dead Space, Isaac Clarke is a silent protagonist that finds his missing girlfriend Nicole, a hallucination that acts grateful and caring to manipulate Isaac into doing the marker's bidding. Then she tries to kill him at the end. In Hollow, Mark does talk and does find his significant other, Sarah, but she tells him to fuck off and die multiple times. Another difference is that Dead Space mainly focuses on the mystery of the marker and escaping with all limbs attacked, while finding his girlfriend is at best a subplot. Hollow only focuses on finding Mark's wife, while the more interesting lore takes a back seat. I can see what they were trying to do, give Hollow more emotional weight, an aspect that Dead Space lacks. Despite Hollow focusing on the only two characters' relationship, it falls flat. Sarah is an unlikable, incomprehensible mess. The story doesn't have the necessary length to fully explore her as a character and her relationship to Mark. Mark is the only one with some sort of arc. A weak, flimsy arc for sure, but there is some intrigue to his character, and I can tell he's supposed to be this sympathetic character. There are some captivating ideas in the story, but it isn't enough to save it. If the story doesn't live up to expectation, then the gameplay and atmosphere needs to be the redeeming qualities. From my understanding of demos, they're supposed to be a small fraction of the content and gameplay. How silly of me to be thinking of that. You can play the demo and get 80% of the experience and content the full game has to offer. You run from point A to point B, activating generators and blowing away level 0 threats. There are only 3 weapons to use, 2 guns that are the same and a clunky melee weapon that I never used. There is a 4th one, I believe, but I think the developers forgot to map it to any controls. It hardly matters anyways. The 2 guns you do have can blow away the enemy's parts like they're made out of paper mache, which highly devalues the creepy and threat vectors of these things. Perhaps, if their movements were less unrestrained and unnatural, I would be more unnerved. They run at you like a normal person that's going to trip over their own clumsy feet any moment. The only one that offers any some terror is the Reaper, but even it's underutilized. It slowly floats towards you and gets stuck on random objects despite being a delusional projection. Gameplay at its best is serviceable, and at its worst it's unfulfilling. The only aspect that I found enjoyable is the level design. It's dark, creepy, and claustrophobic, but still leaving enough space for exploration. Every part of the ship can be revisited and is connected. I like this because it does give a sense of progression, and you can continue to look for collectibles in areas you might have missed. However, one of the collectibles is questionable. I'm not against finding and self-pleasuring 2 pictures of hot naked women. Hell, I did that 20 minutes ago. It's childish to put them as collectibles for the sake of exploration. I still did it because I'm a lonely, horny, young adult virgin, but that's besides the point. The only collectible that's worth finding is the notes, because it's the only thing that will give you insight of what's going on. Hollow is a hollow shell. A shell that has an interesting concept and ambitions, but left empty because of a low budget and limited resources. I don't hate Hollow, I'm just disappointed, because I wanted this to be the next Dead Space. Considering we are never going to get a resolution for Dead Space because EA lost all artistic vision for expanding their wallets. Hollow does have artistic vision, but a vision that needs more time and support. Maybe this sequel will expand and improve on what the original lacked, but I will be keeping my expectations down low.